I'm that's pretty much
Right.
what I do. But,
Right.
but life's.
Do you ever take vacation time, downtime?
I don't. I mean,
to
sometimes
just
I'll take a
decompress?
day on the end of Power Players wherever we are to enjoy it. Like in Bend, I stayed a day later to just
Right.
enjoy the river and played around a
No,
golf.
but I mean like a real vacation. Like 1 week, I'm out.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Oh, wow.
I used to go in the middle of nowhere, Montana, for a month. I did that for like 10 years in a row by myself. You hike 100 miles in to this area called the 501. I'd have a sheep tag. You can buy a bighorn sheep tag over the counter. But the reason you can buy them over the counter is you got to hike 100 miles in to get into the legal area. No horses and no helicopter drops. And it's 100 miles to hike into where you can begin hunting, and then 100 miles out. And then if you get something, you got to pack it out. So you get one in a lifetime. But I never saw anybody in 10 years of doing that. But I was gone for a month in September for like a decade. I haven't done anything like that since, where I'm gone so long. But that was back in the day when I could be, I couldn't imagine that now, being gone for a month.
A month is a lot, but that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. But you were just gone on vacation. Yeah. I don't know. I need to do that. But I haven't. Good day. I get the opportunity to talk to Mr. Wais Wazeri today, the honey badger of Power Players gone by.
Thank
you. But in heart and spirit, a honey badger every day.
Always.
This goes in a category unlike many podcasts. I can think of one other person that I've sat here with that I've thought this is just going to be that kind of great experience because you are a one of one. I'm telling you, there's nobody quite like you. And I love you for it, but I just feel intuitively that there's things that you are and have somehow become that I would wish on for everybody. There are certain qualities, Wais, that honestly are so rare, but I go, wow, what if so-and-so could adopt some of that? What if I could adopt more of that? And I suppose the word of the day is there's this fearlessness in the way you live. And I admire it. So that's where we're going to end.
Thank you.
I want to go back to the beginnings. Because I have to believe, now this is my theory, that some of that began right out of the gate from the surroundings and the life you lived as a young kid. Talk to me about that.
Well, funny you say that. I think I've always had this energy about me where my mom tells me a story when I was a 2-year-old back in Romania. I was born in Romania.
Yeah.
And we used to go to restaurants, and I couldn't sit still. Right? So everyone would be sitting down.
Surprise.
And I would end up just walking around to other people's tables and starting conversation. So, what are you eating today? What is that? What's it taste like? Can I have some?
Right.
I'd like to try it. Where at one point my dad got really frustrated with me, couldn't keep me still, so he sat me back down on the chair, took his belt off, and tied me around that chair.
Ooh.
I ended up walking with the chair.
Just bend over, keep going.
Walked with the chair, did the same thing. Couldn't hold me down.
Oh my God.
So yes, it did start young.
How long were you in Romania, and when did you come to the United States?
Well, I left Romania when I was 2 years old, 1.5 to 2 years old. My dad, God rest his soul, passed away last year. He was born in Afghanistan, in Kabul. He got a scholarship to study at the University of Bucharest, and that's how he met my mom. one night he was having a great time, a party with his college mates, and Russia was attacking Afghanistan. I'm sorry to get all political here. I don't know. I don't follow politics much at all myself. This is just stories that I was told. He started talking negatively about the Communist Party. And that same night, somebody at the party was pro-communism and said, hey, this guy is talking negatively about the Communist Party. They came and arrested him that night, jailed, and then he was deported. Is that the right word? Deported, yeah, deported 2 days later. And my mom always says, they brought my mom divorce papers that night. Like, why'd you marry this piece of crap?
This defector.
Right, this defector. Right. Here's the divorce papers. Mm-hmm. We can get rid of him. And she said, no, that's the father of my child. No. And she believes that's the only reason he didn't really disappear, because of her. We ended up coming over to Germany. He ended up in Germany first for about a year. About 6 months later, we came along with him. Very difficult time there. I mean, housing and whatever refugee programs they had at that time in Germany. Same thing. They tell me they went through a lot of difficulties there, a lot of their own prejudices for whatever reasons. Because I get it, refugee programs are not always popular amongst any local community, right?
Right.
And they went from having a great student college life to just misery. Mm-hmm. I remember even till this day, when I was sitting with them on piles of bread. I don't know why the bread. I asked my mom. Well, I remember bread. There was always bread around. There were these piles of bread that they were undoing massive piles of expired bread to feed the pigs on farms. That was their job. So you go from college students, live in nice apartments. My dad was going in between Turkey and Romania because of his citizenship, and bringing over gold during the 70s. So he was making little side dough, little side hustle, to now just not having a thing. So I left Romania very young. My first language was actually German, because I was too young. By the time we got to Germany, they didn't have any time for me. Always work or trying to stay afloat. And I was with nannies, or not nannies, we couldn't afford nannies, I should say, whatever programs they had to take care of kids.
Right.
And I remember that.
German. You learned German. Confusion was
complete.
The right out of the gate. It's confusing and the concept of a refugee is on the run. You're
pretty much
you're
yes.
not you can't go where you naturally want to go. You're displaced completely. Did you feel displaced? Did you feel like there was no theme to your life at that point?
I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Surprising. I still have memories. People say you don't remember when you were 2, 3, 4, and I do. Mm-hmm. I remember having lots of buddies, even at that young age. Mm-hmm. I remember getting ready for school, for kindergarten, dressing myself and putting on my clothes and walking myself
to
kindergarten. Mm-hmm. My parents couldn't keep me, right? I'd wake up and leave. They wouldn't even know. They'd freak out. Where's Wais? Oh, he's already in school.
Yeah, right.
He's walking down the road. How I got there, how I knew how to get there, I don't know.
Right.
But I got there.
You got there. Oh, God.
And I do remember their hardships. I remember, again, being on that pile of bread, bees buzzing around me, stinging me. Or when my mom had a job I remember her as a waitress. And she was giving me fries to eat, and I'm this 4-year-old eating fries at the bar, and I spoke German, and I remember the way they were degrading my mom, that she was a foreigner, talking mean to her, and I was defending her because I spoke it. Or when my uncles, because there was 3 brothers, my father had 3 other brothers. One time, one of them got arrested for who knows what, I remember, and they needed me to go down to the police station and translate for them because they didn't speak German, but I did. So I was translating for them to help get them out of the situation. Anyway, that was brutal for quite a few years. My dad was lucky, he graduated University of Bucharest with a PhD in economics.
Wow.
Ended up having friends in New York City. And then we got refugee status to come to the U.S. and moved to good old Queens, New York.
How old were you then?
5. So
speaking fluent German.
Fluent German.
Now you land in
Right.
New York City.
In New York City.
Did you live in the German quarter?
No. But, speaking German, because English is a Germanic language, it was quite easy to learn English. It was very, very easy. The transition was super easy. I remember coming off the first night, I think it was 10 o'clock at night. We just arrived to my neighborhood, and it was the early 80s, right? 1983. And in front of the building, I grew up in a rent control projects of Queens, New York, a little town called Astoria. And there's a bunch of guys with, beatbox, boom boxes on their shoulder and laid out cardboard paper, and they're all breakdancing with all kinds of hip-hop playing and loud and just New York style of obnoxiousness. And I was like, where am I? Germany felt like a nice little town versus this concrete jungle I just arrived to. So that was a culture shock, even for my 5-year-old mind at the time.
Wow. And then public schools?
Public schools, again, I liked it because I never had a problem, even at that young age, the same at that 2-year-old walking around, hey, how are you?
Yeah. That's the essential part that maybe it's the introvert in me, but I see that's hard for a lot of people. Hard for me. But it's not hard for you. It's just who you are. I witnessed it. Power players. I mean, truly, this is your personality. In other places, I've watched you in action, Wais. Is your dad or your mom that kind of outgoing person?
No. My mom's quite the introvert. My dad was, to a degree. He was... to a degree. He didn't have that many friends. Felt like he was really good at burning bridges. He knew how to offend someone really quickly. I think I got it from my uncle. My dad's youngest, oldest brother, the second brother, though, the second child. He was
a big personality.
Complete people person, huge personality. Got along with everyone, every culture, from every walk of life. He's the one that told me, there's...
Now, when you came over with your parents at 5 to New York, did other family members join you as well?
Yep.
Wow.
They were a group of 4 brothers. 2 stayed back in Germany, 2 came. Sorry, 5 brothers total. 3 brothers came to New York City, 2 stayed in Germany.
And was it the objective of those who came to save money or whatever to bring others over, or they chose to stay there? That was the idea,
right? To get everyone out of the shit.
Yeah, right.
to bring everyone to opportunity, because everyone heard America's the place of opportunity. America, you can make it here as long as you work hard and you strive for what you want. The streets are riddled with gold, and all you have to do is
You
go out there
remember
and pick it
hearing
up.
that as a young kid?
Oh yeah, even today, people think that this is where it's at, and it is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah.
If you want to make it, I feel that this country gives you every opportunity.
Do you have a hard time hearing people badmouth America?
Big time.
I would think so.
I mean,
I do, but I would guess that you really do, because comparatively, right? Comparatively, it still is the land of opportunity.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been all over. I've visited maybe 30 countries.
Wow.
And this is home.
Yeah.
I've never walked into a country. I've been in a country or sitting go, oh, I love this place so much. I want to move here.
Yeah. Right.
The moment I get off that plane back home, it's like, oh,
Yeah, right. We're
here
home.
it is.
Yeah. Wow. That's really interesting. So tell me about now, Queens and growing up there from still kindergarten on. How was that your whole? Formative years and teenage years all in New York? Were you there?
I would say yes. I've learned a lot growing up in New York City.
A lot about business, a lot about people, a lot about
Both.
yourself.
A lot about a lot of things. Definitely the business side of it. I've had so many jobs as a young kid. I don't know. I told you a while ago. I mean, when it was snowing, I did that job. I knocked on people's doors.
Yeah.
To shovel their driveway.
Yeah.
You told that great story about selling the newspapers. I was doing that with shoveling driveways. I was doing that with standing in front of the gate that you had to manually open to enter your car in the garage. I'd stand there and the cars would come in and I'd say, hey, can I open the gate for you? And grab the key at the age of 7, 8 and open the gate and get my 50 cents. Or I was quite the entrepreneur. I'd go, I'd subcontract, I should say, when I was 10 years old, the 8-year-olds to go pick up all the cans along the strip where all the teenagers were partying the night before, and pick up the cans and then go recycle them at 5 cents a piece. And then I had pizza money. Pizza was 85 cents. And all gyro was $2. Pay my little minions.
You were the GC.
or 4th of July when the guy rolled around the neighborhood with the backpack, and I'd ask Mom, give me $10, let me buy some fireworks, and I'd buy $10 worth of fireworks, and I'd have just a handful, and going, this guy's making money somehow. He gave me so little. He's making a profit. Wonder where he gets them from. So next time he came by, where'd you get your fireworks from? Oh, Chinatown. Master plan. Oh, my buddies, let's save our money. Let's go to Chinatown. That's where the real good fireworks are. And then buying fireworks and going and selling them myself.
Right.
Now I have free fireworks and some pocket change.
Right.
So it's a lot of that thinking of that money-making mentality definitely came from growing up in New York City. And
more so than your roots of culture, New York taught you that.
for sure.
Yeah.
And again, my family being these businessmen as well. My dad was always a cabbie once he came to the U.S., but he always had a business mindset. With going back now that after communism was brought down, he would go back and try to start businesses in Romania. Never succeeded with any of them. He had that. I think he was almost like a Stockholm syndrome. Like, it's Romania where I got to make it. That's this place. But no, it wasn't. He just wasted all his time and money there. My uncles had all kinds of fruit stands in Manhattan, coffee stands. You see those stands all over, right? Those.
Right, yeah.
So that's what my uncles and cousins did. They had transportation companies and shuttles, and they've always been in this self-employed type mindset.
Right. Interesting. Well, and so, tell me more about your mom's role in this. She's managing you when she was in New York. Did she have several jobs as well?
So my mom was a New York City cab driver.
Really?
As well.
My gosh, she's got to be tough to do that.
Oh, she's tough.
Yeah,
my mom's tough. She, back in the day before Uber annihilated the medallion, that was the dream, to own your own medallion. So they each had their own number, and they'd go out there, work morning to early evening. My mom would do the morning shift, 6 a.m. to 3. My dad would take over from 3 to midnight.
Wow.
And what I got from my mom, which was lots of love. And
your mom's still with us?
Yes.
And where does she live?
She lives in Sammamish.
Yeah, beautiful. So you're close enough to see her.
I have a younger brother, 10 years my younger.
Yeah.
He's also in Sammamish.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so you come out of this New York experience. Tell me about not just the employment piece, but New York as a whole. Did you ever think of setting up roots there long term for your own adult life?
I did before I experienced different parts of our nation. Because that saying, New York state of mind, is real. I didn't think anything existed outside of New York City. Having a culture shock from Germany to New York was tough enough at 5. But I feel I had a much harder time when I moved from New York City to Seattle.
What perpetuated that?
Unfortunately, my parents divorced. And I moved down here with my mom and younger brother in 1998. She, through her being a taxi driver, she'd drive around all these business people, and they would tell her great stories. They'd come back from Seattle. Of course, Microsoft at the time was a big thing. And they would tell all these great stories about how beautiful it is and how much opportunity there is in Seattle. And when she said she's moving, my relationship wasn't the best with my dad at the time, so I decided to move here with my mom. And I remember like it was yesterday. She said, "We're going to Washington." And I said, "Mom, do you know how much crime there is in Washington? You think New York is bad? Washington's the worst."
You thought Washington,
I thought Washington, D.C.
Right.
So, and again, that New York state of mind. So I open a map and I'm looking along the East Coast. I'm like, where is this damn Washington?
Right.
And from the corner of my eye, I see right here in this corner, I'm like, why?
What? What is that?
Where are we going?
Right. Wow.
So that was quite.
And you were how old when you came here?
Almost 18.
Yeah. Wow. So did you graduate from high school here?
Yes. I did my last 4 months.
Oh, my God.
I graduated and that was tough again, losing all the buddies from high school and everything, at West Seattle High School.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, quite, again, culture shock.
Culture shock, but halfway through your senior year, you get pulled out to come here.
Starting fresh again, right?
Wow.
Starting anew.
Yeah, that's
Finding my way.
So this falls into that theme of fearlessness, is that adaptability is a strong suit. Just, okay, here we go. I'll meet people. We're off and running again.
Right.
That's like the 4th time now. at all really interesting ages too. And Washington from New York is, wow.
It was completely different. I felt like I had moved to a tiny little village.
Yeah, right. So, okay, you graduate from high school here, Wais. Now what? You're in Washington fresh. Now you're an adult. What's the next move look like?
Well, we because the relationships weren't that great, we ended up while I was finishing my high school, we lived in a shelter because we didn't have any money. We came to Washington State with $600. God bless my mom, her being a strong woman. And we left with $2,000. By the time we got to Washington State, we had $600. So now we're living in this homeless shelter and just graduated high school, and we're trying to transition into normal housing. Again, God bless the systems because we were qualified for Section 8, but that was way far down the line. At that time, start looking for jobs to support the family.
Wow. And that's on you.
Yeah, because
you
again, my
felt
mom.
That's you and your mom at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to step up.
Wow.
So I found a landscaping job somewhere to go dig ditches, to plant trees. It's $20 an hour. I thought that was big money back then.
Right.
I remember taking the bus for an hour and a half. The first house I went to was the manager of Pearl Jam. And I was digging ditches, and they would tell me, that's the manager. I'd never heard of Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
I remember it now. Now I know.
Yeah.
Growing up in New York City, it just all I knew was hip hop. So
Right.
and just
Okay, so this is to me is really, really inspiring because if you look back, this is 26-ish years ago. You're in like not even Section 8 housing. It's like a shelter.
Shelter. It was a shelter, yeah.
And just because we'll get there, but fast forward, somehow it went from there to the last house I know you were building in Kirkland was how many millions of dollars was that thing worth?
7.5.
Yeah, right. And so I to me, we could almost stop there and go, okay, can you get from here to here? Well, you did. You have many times over. What were the ingredients that got you from here to here? And we'll talk about what you're doing now, but philosophically or hardwiring wise, was it just pure work ethic? Was it tenaciousness? Was it people skills? Was it what was ingrained in the toolbox here that has served you to somehow get you from a shelter with your mom to here?
Being proactive. I never waited for some magic to happen. When I want something, I'll go for it full force.
God, I would almost want you to just beat this thing to death. Being proactive, not waiting for something to come your way. Go ask for it.
That's right.
May I do this? Would you hire me to do this?
Right.
Would you sell me this? Would you proactive?
Right.
Not waiting.
Not waiting. Absolutely not waiting. Of course. Being modest, not thinking of myself that I am the best. I'm okay with asking for help. I'm okay with going to someone that's smarter, more successful, and learning from that person. I want to. I'm not afraid to ask to pick someone's brain. How they got what they got, how they did it. Not that I want to follow all of it, but I know I'll get something from that. Being competitive. Always been competitive. That my dad instilled on me. Competition. I was reading your list. I've remodeled that over the years, that competitive into cooperation. Because you can't always do it alone.
Right.
And of course, being driven. I am driven. I am always hungry to want to succeed, to want to do better. I'm not afraid of failing. I'm not afraid of falling on my face and getting up and trying again. I've fallen on my face so many times. That's why I got this beautiful face.
You weren't always this beautiful. Huh? You know, that blender, that combination of things is an interesting blender. You think of humble, I'll ask, I'll seek to learn. Competitive, we think, oh, that's the guy that's just going to beat you, who kind of thinks they've got it going on. Can they coexist? Well, they can.
Yes.
And they are, and they do. As a matter of fact, I would posit that the most competitive are always trying to up their game by learning. It's the one thing you might learn that's going to give you that little edge that's going to get you there. So you're growing and learning because you do have this incredible desire to achieve and win. I think those are amazing qualities. Proactive. Oh my God, that should just be the title of your book. It should be. You should write a book someday, just proactive, because you're making things happen. You know, we read in Power Players, the most useless place, the waiting place, right? You do anything but wait. You
can't.
Go. Matter of fact, you're a ready fire aim sometimes guy. Would you say so?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Figure
Sometimes
it out on the way down.
Hip, that's right.
How does this parachute
Jump in,
work?
I'll figure it out.
Which thing do you pull? Yeah.
I do work well under stress. Sometimes I feel that's where I work the best. It's not always the right way. As I'm getting older, I'm learning to follow different methods. But yeah, I do enjoy that controlled chaos.
Right. Okay, so if I was to try, and I'm gonna mess this up, but if I was to try to throw a net over what I think survey says that you do, because I don't think that anybody really knows exactly, but I would throw a net over and I would say, okay, one thing I think I know is, you're a very successful real estate broker. You have a license, you broker real estate. You're a buyer, an investor of real estate. You're a builder and developer of real property.
Yes.
And probably a half a dozen other things that I don't know, because it seems as though you've somehow, I don't know, maybe in each world they know you for that and only that, but from a 30,000 foot view, I see you doing kind of it all simultaneously. How would you describe, today, this is my life? What if it was a pie and you were to divide it up into what your professional life looks like now? It seems like a blur, even when I think I kind of understand it. But do you understand it?
Oh, that's you put it so well, Greg. Yes, it's ever evolving. I have yes, I've been doing real estate since 2005. I started off as a loan officer. That's how I got into real estate. In 2002, I had a really good friend who was a loan officer, and she said, "Hey, you have a great personality to be a loan officer that's talking to people and getting to sell." And, I was in IT sales at the time, and which I hated, but I was good at it. My numbers were good, but I hated it. I was never able to connect with that product. And she advised me that she was a loan officer. She was a processor, and I jumped in there and I did horribly.
As a loan officer. Yeah.
I just couldn't understand APR and all that. It was all new, coming from IT to now home loans.
Right.
It was a whole new ball game, but it was sales, just a different widget, right? And I got my footing in that world to the point where eventually I opened up my own mortgage company years down the line.
That's more than getting your footing.
Right. Like I said, when I want, I just keep going, Greg.
Right. Don't really identify with the product, but I think I'm going to open a mortgage.
Right.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Right. And before I opened my own mortgage company, I was jumping from brokerage to brokerage, just seeking more of my own split. Where I was, how sales works, right? You give a portion of your commission away to whatever brokerage you're with, to the point where I didn't want to give away any of it because I was originating everything on my own. And I figured, why? What's the point? That's when I decided to open up my own mortgage company. But before I did that, the person I was working for said, "Hey, he had a real estate license, and he advised me." Really nice advice he gave me. Hey, get your real estate license. You're just going to fall into deals without even trying. And that was true. Here I'm a loan officer, approving people for loans. And hey, let me help you buy your home as well. And that's when the blur started. I was like, oh, one-stop shop. I'm your loan officer. I'm now your real estate agent. And slowly but surely, I got into the flipping game and then the building game. And because I figured it's all in that same bubble, same bucket. Right?
Right.
It's all one. It's all real estate. And slowly but surely, yes, I still keep my hands on all of it. I don't advertise my real estate business anymore at all. But I've been in it 20 years, Greg. So the deals just come to me. I've not had one complaint or one negative. Not all deals went well, but the referral business is so strong.
Right.
And I went from, $50,000 deals where now all our deals are in the millions. How can I deny a client saying, hey,
you want to list my $3 million house?
What am I going to say? No, I'm busy. No, I'm not busy. I'll help you sell your $3 million home. Right. I'll help you buy your $4 million. If it's a smaller deal now, I'm blessed where I can give it away to a junior broker and say, hey, junior broker, here it is. And then I'll take a cut of his. But that's currently my real estate business. Loans, I gave up back in 2012. I just got really busy with the real estate side of it, so I couldn't touch loans, which I do miss. I loved originating loans. It was one of the easiest forms of sales, in my opinion, now that I look back at it. Truly easy money. Taking an app, getting paid, come on. I built my first house in 2008. I was chasing investors for many years before I finally found one. A good friend of mine who said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And it was also my first short sale.
I was going to say, because 2008, things went right off the cliff. Yeah.
It was.
So that was a spec house that you built? Yeah.
A spec house.
Yeah.
Right here in Renton.
Yeah.
Beautiful 4,000 square foot home, amazing views of the lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the market
tanked. And
shifted.
The builder on the same street that was building 8 homes, he started just fire selling.
Right.
And just destroyed the values.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my home got 7 offers. They were all short, though.
Right.
They were all short.
You know, there are those that say that, yes, the bucket, the umbrella of real estate is so huge because there are so many specific skill sets, endeavors, professions that fall under that umbrella. But you hear those that highly advocate being extremely focused and specific on one such thing to build it, brand it, get really good at it. And I guess in one sense I see the logic, but it's not nearly as interesting and challenging as when you got, you know, a finger in every part of it. The generalist who sees the opportunity and can do a lot of different things. Are you finding that as you go down the line that things are simplifying, or do you still see you want to be involved in so many different parts?
No, and that's where I'm slowly weaning away from the real estate side of it, the brokerage side of it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I found just too much opportunity in the building side of it, the development side of it. More just recently, I'm in it, and I won't give that up. One main reason, because this way I'm active in our market always. So I have my finger and my hand on the pulse all the time. I can smell a shift.
What about your skill set, Wais, being so proactive and such a big personality? When you look at, you know, the mortgage business, that outgoing nature collects clients like crazy. The same thing as the brokerage business, that you know, of real estate, that sales part of you is so polished. Do you feel like those skills shine as brightly in the investment building space?
No, definitely not on the building side. That's more of a creative part, where growing up in New York, I was I'm not proud of it, but I was that graffiti artist vandalizing properties. So
So there's an artistic side to you.
There is. I do enjoy the creation. Especially in what I've been working on in the last few years, where you to be able to envision something so wild and put it together and see it come to fruition from ground up is exciting. It excites me. But being on the real estate side of it, it doesn't allow me to shine, yes, but the money's too great to not.
Okay, devil's advocate, because this is the conversation we're in. You know, the three-legged stool, the cash stool, the assignment fees, the brokerage commissions, the mortgage commissions. There's the cash leg of the stool, right? The spec building, especially high-end spec building, can be a win big, lose big
for sure
proposition in different climate changes. You know, if you put all of your energy and effort in that direction, do you feel vulnerable in that climate?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. As I said earlier, I work well under pressure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do I like that pressure? Maybe. Put myself through this torture. Right? No one's going to say they like to be stressed, but I don't dwell on my stress for sure. I do go into projects because I've been burned with that short sale in 2008. I was blessed that I was young to go through that challenge. And I learned a lot from that, Greg, because I was so over leveraged when that happened. I promised myself I will never put myself in a position like that again. So that whenever I go into a project, I make sure it pencils in not once, not twice, but over and over and go through every damn scenario. So that is key for me. You know, there's that saying, you make money the day you bought it.
Right.
So that's what's important to me. And you only reiterated that in Arizona.
The power players.
The power players, yes.
Yeah. You know, I think that, and maybe the national audience wouldn't know this, so I'll just sort of fill this in, but, you know, there are parts of the greater Seattle area, very specifically the east side, Kirkland, Bellevue, if we want to get real specific, that if you're going to build something high-end spec, in my personal opinion, it better be in Bellevue right now. It has a demand that is, I don't want to say impervious to economic change, because we've seen a lot of economic change lately. Lots of Microsoft people have been laid off the last couple of months. But it has crazy money everywhere there. Per capita, it's so different than any other place in the Northwest. And so it's high demand for a reason. And if you're going to do a big, expensive spec house, that would be the place to do it for sure.
Of course, and like you said, there's still risk, but if you buy it right, you want to be in a position that if you have to fire sale, you're not short.
Right. Yeah.
That's at least the approach that I take.
Yeah. Right.
I want to make sure my margins, when I think about it, when I think about buying something, what's going to happen if all of a sudden during my transaction, it's 2008 again?
Yeah. Right.
What do I do if I need to unload tomorrow?
Yeah.
Can I drop the price 20%? Easy? Yes. 30% easy? Yes. 40% easy? Absolutely.
Right.
50% easy? For sure. That's my sweet spot.
There you go. Wow.
I want to make sure that if I drop it 50%
of your projected target, right?
I got all my money back.
Yeah. Right.
Every last cent.
Yeah. Well, that is as conservative a formula as I've ever heard, and I agree with it, especially in the climate that we find ourselves right now, where I just don't know how anybody predicts what's coming next right now.
It's hard.
It's really tough.
I don't think anyone can.
Yeah.
No one. I was one of those. I'm an optimist at heart.
Yeah.
Always have been.
Yeah.
And today, I'm always going to be an optimist.
Yeah.
I'm an optimist to a fault. And
well, in a sense, this criteria protects you from yourself.
Yes.
Protects you from your own optimism.
Right.
That at 50% of very well thought out, verifiable comp type numbers, you can still get out and everybody's whole.
That's right.
Well, that's protecting you from your optimism. So,
that's right.
Yeah. And you back to your amazing skill sets. And the people, don't even need to know what this award means, but it's a fairly sacred award among power players to get the Honey Badger Award.
I'm very proud that I was able to.
Right. I mean, your skill sets shined brightly in that exercise. I go back to that as a gift. Do you see training people underneath you to like you talked about your minions in New York that were just a little younger than you? I don't mean that you're training minions, but you have an incredible gift of connecting and putting a proposition in front of people and getting a yes. That's a skill set. That's a gift. How is that gift playing itself out day in and day out if you're spending 2 or 3 years building an amazing home to bring to market? I mean, you're negotiating with subcontractors and suppliers for sure, but I'm just curious if you've ever framed it that way, because I can tell you, if ever I get a chance in the right seat of the plane, we're going to talk a lot about that it may not be you doing it, but you could train a team hand-trained by you that would have your signature on it, on how to treat people, how to inspire people, how to get agreement that could be masterful. It could be legendary.
That comes back down, Greg, to having structure, right? And structure is not my strong suit. You know this very well.
I do. That's where I guess I'm not suggesting, but I am saying that we all have a gifted verse in the powerful play where we're uniquely and amazingly qualified to deliver it with definition. And I truly believe that anybody that has ever met you and hung around with you would there it is off the page. If you could bottle your enthusiasm, your people skills, your proactivity with a product that you believe in, you'd have a lineup following you around any block. That's a gift. And I would at least take it to thought, and this is me because you've put me in that seat. Think about it, because man, Wais, I'm telling you, it's something that people work their entire life to get those skills all kicking the legs at the same time, in tandem, that are working and syncing, and it just comes so, in a sense, naturally to you. However, this blender, whatever happened, or maybe it was right out of the gate with you being tied to the chair and you gotta be moving. I don't know, but it's something that people could really benefit from. In their own lives. Their own careers could be changed by your influence.
I don't even know what that would look like.
Yeah.
I've never been any good at delegating. Or I'm always there to help.
Yeah.
I've let many people shadow me. Especially because, of course, being in real estate sales, when you get your awards, and I have so many, my garage is filled with them.
Yeah.
I don't put them on the wall. They sit in the garage in a garbage bag. Right. There's just too many. What are you gonna do with them? Show off? Look what I am.
Right.
And they present you, and then these agents come and want to shadow you, and I've helped, but that's another reason why I connected with you, Greg. Right, and with coming to your day at the hangar that day, and I was like, whoa, this person really speaks to me. I really feel his message. I really enjoy, being around you, Greg. And that's why I ended up coming to Arizona.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been a whirlwind, right?
It has been a whirlwind. Yeah.
Get me in one place.
Right. It has been tough.
But I'm drawn to come back. And
well, you in front of people considering selling their real estate is just a formula for success right there. Your batting average with that, solving that situation is so high, it could be that the answer is just putting you in front of the right kinds of scalable properties with the right kinds of property owners,
Yes.
and letting you do your thing. I'm trying to solve the creative aspect that you get out of building something from the ground up, but maybe that's what you do in a much bigger scale operation, like, a mixed use project or something from the ground up that's just a truly amazing development.
Yeah, and interesting you said that. Of course, that doesn't take that much of a person's time, right? That's why I feel I do need all these extras, because what are you going to sit on the construction site all day?
Right.
Yeah, my batting average, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in front of anyone, anytime, any scenario, I'll get the person to open up.
Yeah.
I've gotten many of my deals by knocking on doors, Greg.
Yeah.
Just, hi,
Right.
my name is Wais. I'd like to buy a property.
Yeah.
So I believe in that very much. Can I hone in my powers in a more effective way? Yes. As I said before, I can always learn. I can always better myself.
Yeah.
And again, that's another reason I'm drawn to you so much.
Well, this will be fun because we're gonna continue this conversation, because I truly can see it and feel it, to where I don't know that it would take a lot of your time, but to create a workforce that is out there doing with your principles, your guidance, your example.
It's all about approach.
I really think that it could be amazing. Give me a different look at you. The people that know you, you're always on the go. You're hard to pin down. I think I've got an idea of the general business side, but you've got a family. You like doing lots of different things. So Wais, outside of this amazing juggling of everything under the real estate umbrella that could be, you've got family, you've got things that you love to do outside of work. Walk me through some of that. I don't want people to get the picture that this is like all you do. You're managing all of the other things that everybody deals with. Right. Walk me through that. How do you deal with that? I'm
a big believer you should have balance in life. Family for sure is number one for me. My kids, I have 2 beautiful daughters, an amazing wife. Sometimes it can get away from me, and I can be ultra focused on my chaos, but I do find time to enjoy life as well. I'm an avid boater. I love boating. And my summers are spent on the water here in Lake Washington.
And I haven't gotten an invitation all summer.
Right. So,
so I want it on record for the world to see that you're going to get me out before October 15th, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And I'm going to fill back in with everybody to see if you actually did that.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. I promise.
I do have a phone number,
Yes.
It shouldn't just be me calling you.
Greg.
And I'm not bitter, but that's okay.
Well, I haven't done much boating this year, so don't feel bad.
I'm a boater that hasn't done much boating. No. Not much boating with me, I know that.
Oh, God, yes, thanks, man. I'm turning red here.
But you managed to be a dad, you managed to be a husband, you just went on some amazing vacations. I admire that you're doing a lot in an entrepreneurial environment that says the structure of what you do is up to you, and you've already admitted you and structure don't really get along.
Right. Yes. Yes.
But you're doing it.
Yeah. It's just because, you have to find that time, even if it's as simple as having to meet a client and instead of getting in my car, I'll jump on my crotch rocket or my motorcycle. I don't know if anyone understands what that is. And zoom there and get that rush of getting there and cutting through traffic and or in the wintertime if I have a few hours, kids get out of school, okay, 3:00, skis and snowboards in the back, we're going straight to the mountains and we'll go ski for a few hours.
Right.
Just to get that time and get that quality time in with the kids and the day finishes, I'll book a restaurant and the wife won't have a clue. Hey, just got home. Okay, let's go. We got restaurant reservations. We got to go out to dinner.
That's awesome.
So just
the last time I think I saw you was at a dance recital.
Oh yes,
right.
Yes,
for one of your daughters.
My little one was ballroom dancing.
The star in it, and I was invited by another power player who also had a son
Alex,
in this. And see, this is how I run into you. But somebody else invited me. Are you getting a theme here?
I am.
But anyway, there you were, right, watching this great dance recital, and it was really a fun evening, and no, I admire that because I think the curse of entrepreneurship is that we're all driven, and we can get head down and not look up.
Right.
And there's a lot going on, and keeping it in context, and trying to be where your kids are, and this and that. I mean, I suppose I get an F in that, but I too try to get that done.
And you said it right. There are times when even friends over the years will fall because there isn't enough time, I feel, for that.
Yeah.
Or I don't prioritize those friendships, and I regret. I have some regrets as well because of that. Because here, family, here's work, here's this.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't talked to this person in so long.
Yeah.
Because people get mad. They can only call you so many times.
Yeah.
Before they say, get this guy.
Yeah, it's hard to get a hold of. Yeah. Well, we're all in process. I'm going back to this blender of what has formed you in your uniqueness, because truly you are the one-off. I have a theme that I've grown to really believe in doing this podcast, that I've talked with so many people who part of who they are, part of who they would say is undeniably them, or has gotten them to where they are, or has redirected their life in some way, has been a chapter of adversity, something that really, really sat them down, something that really kicked their ass. You mentioned this, all of a sudden, you're in Germany being refugees. That at 2, that's okay. There's that kind of chapter where you go, whoa, okay, here we are. What about in your adult life? Have you had to navigate some adversities where you go, okay, this has got my full attention, whether I want it to have it or not. I've got to figure this out and get to the other side of it. Tell me about adversity. Can be our greatest teacher. So anything coming to mind in that world?
Yes, of course. Life isn't always a walk in the park. You're going to be constantly challenged, especially if you're constantly moving. Back to 2008, I got rocked, Greg. I had an empty fridge to the one kid to feed. So I only had one child at the time. The repo man just took one of my cars away.
That'll get your attention.
Oh yeah. The other repo man was searching for my first boat, which I wasn't giving up that easy.
Right.
That one stood on the water. And the house was on the auction block.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was quite a wake-up call. Shocking. Of course, and my first construction was a short sale. So
Right. Yeah.
I wanted to crawl up into a little ball and disappear. I wanted to.
Yeah. Probably your little daughter.
My daughter
helped save you for there. Yeah.
and my wife pushed me.
Yeah.
To
Right.
snap out of it.
Right. Snap out of it.
Because I was at a moment where I felt I had come from just 10 years earlier being homeless,
Right.
to now having all of this, cars and boats, and then now it's all being stripped
Right.
bit by bit away from me.
Yeah.
And I thought it wasn't real. Everything I had done was for nothing.
So you came out of that, and we've talked about the retooling. How this will never happen again is this 50% rule, right? And I think that in times like that, that's where criteria gets developed. That's where, how do I make sure that I never see this place again? You know, and theoretically, that's how it should work. I think sometimes you have to learn it a couple times, but adversity can have a great long-term effect if we get the point and we adjust.
That's right.
And then we're smarter. We see the weather changing and we go, okay, I know where this is going, and batten down the hatches and we make it through. I just think that there's something that still feels completely fearless about you, but I can also feel this heavy dose of wisdom that says, yeah, but I've learned how to play my hands so that I don't go back to that place ever again.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a place that I don't want to ever revisit.
Yeah.
So yes, I do still like risk. I am a risk taker, but quite cautious.
Right.
Before I enter that risk. But yes, I will risk. I will leverage. I will go all in. But my all in will be calculated.
Right.
But it'll still be all in, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. Right. Yeah.
Because if you, again, back to the approach, it's the key is just not over leveraging. I don't want to be in that position ever again where I was just completely over leveraged.
Yeah.
I need, there's that safe zone.
Makes sense.